Okay, so let's talk Fairy Tail. This is chapter 443, and before I get into this, I'm just going to let you guys know it's just me this week. So for Fairy Tail, Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, and Toriko, it's just going to be me. Uh, Don is on a trip, in which case he will not have much access to internet, if at all, and so it all depends on me. Um, I don't know if you guys get that reference, but that's a Dragon Ball reference, so don't know if y'all get that. Anyway, Fairy Tail 443. So, obviously we had the freaking hot spring scene at the beginning, which is fine. They didn't show off too much as usual. I mean, not more than the usual with Fairy Tail because they always show off quite a bit. So, and Ichi is randomly there, but as we come to find out, of course, it's Blue Pegasus's place, and apparently the Raijin uh, enrolled in Blue Pegasus, which is pretty interesting. And you know, even Laxus, but he's not really like there all the time. Uh, and there's this great panel where they're friggin' imagining Laxus with Hibiki and Ren and Eve, which is just like wow. Uh, and he looks badass too, but they didn't really. Mashima didn't put a lot of detail into it, but he could have looked even cooler. And of course, the scene where now Gajiel falls on top of Levi. Okay, that's fine. I mean, it's not. It's really no different from the usual Natsu Lucy thing. Uh, so it's nothing special at this point. And then Juvia doing her imaginations is whatever. And then of course now we're going to cut over to the other spot, which was the major thing, obviously being Brandish fucking everything up, including the island. Uh, Come to find out, of course, she had come there just for the shop, uh, and frickin' Marin frickin' blamed it on them, on Fairy Tail, bastard, which is pretty funny. And the fact she literally like just touched the ground and completely like destroyed most of the island was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Um, right now, her power is like boasting ridiculous um, strength at this point. Unfortunately, the problem I have with this, I do have a problem with showing this much power, and that's the fact that we know for an absolute fact that Natsu and Ko are going to win against this power. And so there's going to have to be some bullshit to get them strong enough to beat Brandish and Ko. So, um, there's going to be Nakama power ups and bullshit like that. I kind of just wish that Albereth was more like the powers were more condensed and just contained a little bit more within Makarov's power range, a little bit, maybe a little bit less, to the point where Makarov could work against the Spriggan 12, but couldn't beat them like together, because then at least it would be a much more fair fight. Um, because when the powers just go off the charts, it's just a stupid like freaking excuse to get Fairy Tail like overpowered, and they're just gonna win with bullshit power ups. Like when you take power ups too far, it starts to become like it starts to get out of hand where you have to compensate for that power for with convenience and all kinds of other crap that just makes no sense, even within the established rules of the series. Though, I mean, there are no rules in Fairy Tail at this point. As far as power goes, they can just get as much power as they want or need, as long as they have the power of friendship on their side. So yeah, when it comes to that, it's whatever. But Brandish destroys a whole island as a warning. And you know what? I was a little trippy at this part when she destroyed the island because um, somebody said, "I'm drowning, save me." Um, I was like, I instantly reverted to One Piece logic, and I'm like, "Oh shit, they're devil fruit users. They can't swim." And then I realized what I was thinking, and I'm like, "Oh wait, this isn't One Piece." I'm like, I was laughing my ass off. But to be fair, I had just woken up from I literally woke up and I checked my email to check on my Victory versus shipping, which information is still not available after a fucking week. Um, but regardless, um, so I was still half asleep when I read it, and then I was like, oh shit, they're devil fruit users. They can't swim. And I'm like, wait a second, this isn't One Piece. I just thought that was pretty amusing. I thought you guys should know that. But yeah, they're obviously swimming by the end, and they're like, old man Gigi. Uh, yeah, I mean, it was kind of surprising to know, but not really that surprising that Brandish knew about Makarov, even his name. Um, so yeah, honestly, that's about it. Um, Brandish is impressive, but it's it's like a good and bad. It's positive and negative because her power is very good and it was able to scare Natsu, but we know it's not going to end well for Alberath. We just know it's not going to end well for them because it's Fairy Tail. It's if you remember what manga you're reading, you should know how this is going to end. Uh, so, I mean, this chapter wasn't bad. I mean, most of my bitching is like future, as like future events. So I can't really knock this chapter in particular. I'm just gonna say it's a decent chapter. Um, so yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for listening to me ramble, and we'll see you guys next week.